Hi everyone, Maril Solis here to talk about the latest transit that's going to affect us on an energy level. And this is the sun entering the sign of Taurus. Okay, this is going to happen on the 19th of April. And it's really interesting when the sun or when a particular planet enters a particular sign. We all feel it on a collective level. Of course, it depends on what signs you are in your natal chart. I'm talking about your sun sign, your moon sign, and everything. So you can see in particular how this is going to affect you, if it's going to activate certain planets, if it's going to activate certain areas of your life. I recently did the video on the houses. Please check in your birth chart which house is the house that has, or houses, usually it affects two houses, which house or houses Taurus will activate, okay, with this transit. So it's super interesting because you're going to feel a different kind of energy. This is why I like to do the transit video, so that you can understand what energies we are dealing with at the moment. So the sun has been in Aries, which is the sign or the energy of the warrior. We've been in survival mode, right? We've been dealing with this whole pandemic, and the first response was emergency, red alert. What do I do? Crazy, going to get the toilet paper, stock up on this, on that, or whatever. We have now reached a time, even though we're still in quarantine, we still don't have a big solution for this on many levels, okay? Now we're in a more steady time. There's been an acceptance of the new normal, which is still not normal. We're still shifting and changing, and there is no going back, okay? And so what happens? Now we switch from that energy of Aries, of survival, the warrior, and we switch into the energy of Taurus. Taurus is a sign of patience, stability. It needs and craves stability, financial stability, emotional stability. It's asking for a sense of, how do I get my feet on the ground firmly, okay? Every sign has an element associated to it. Taurus is the element of earth. It is said that of all the earth signs, Taurus is the most earthy of all earth signs, okay? Right now, one of the interesting things is that the planet Uranus, which is the planet of big shifts and big changes, is in the sign of Taurus as well. So as the sun enters the sign of Taurus, 5 days later, after the 19th, around the 24th or so, it's going to make a direct, what we call conjunction, so a contact. It's going to be in the same degree and sign as Uranus, okay, which is right now 5 degrees Taurus. So we're going to go, and the sun enters, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees, 5 days later of Taurus, and there's going to be a big sort of let's work together between the sun and Uranus. Now, you know from a past video that the whole thing that's happening right now with the planet that is creating huge shifts for Mother Earth can easily be explained through Saturn in Aquarius, which is asking for big changes in structure, and it's sort of tense, what we call a square relationship to Uranus and Taurus, okay? Which Uranus and Taurus is also all about big shifts in the sign of Mother Earth, which is the sign of Taurus. Taurus is the sign that is the earthiest of all signs, therefore it rules the planet Earth itself. With Uranus in this sign, the minute it became direct and the minute all these other dynamics started interacting with it, that's when all of this stuff started happening, which we feel like is happening to us, but it's also happening for the planet. As you can see, and you've seen, not just in your own skies, and you know, if you live near a body of water, you're witnessing this as well, but we've seen on Facebook and many other social media how the planet is healing itself, because we are not out there polluting it. We're not out there depleting it. And therefore, it is having a break from us, in a sense, to heal itself. This is the effect of Uranus in Taurus and its interaction with Saturn in Aquarius. Okay, right now, so then we still have Uranus in Taurus. And now we have the sun, not in a square, but in its own sign, and it is supporting it. Whenever the sun is in a particular sign, it's like it brings illumination, everything you would think the sun would bring. Clarity, illumination, support, it brightens things, it just gives it energy, okay? So that's what's happening. So we're going to feel as sort of like the apex, the summit, the maximum point of where the earth is going to be at its healthiest point. Not coincidence that on the 22nd we have Earth Day, so let's celebrate this. Let's make some commitments towards how we're going to behave with our Mother Earth, with this planet that is our home, that provides for us, that nurtures us, that cares for us, not just now, but forever. Okay, if you don't already recycle, if you don't already, you know, if you have a car that pollutes, maybe not drive as much, maybe be more conscious about what you're eating so that also doesn't contribute to pollution and depleting the earth. All these kinds of small details, maybe do a meatless Monday if you're not vegetarian, you know, all these things help and contribute. Be conscious and think about what your contribution is going to be. So we're stepping into all this, what we call Taurus season, right? So it's not just the sun that's going into Taurus. Uranus is already in there. Shortly after, on the 23rd, the moon is stepping into Taurus. So we'll have a new moon, sun in the same sign as the moon, new moon in Taurus. New moons, full moons, eclipses, equinoxes, and solstices are great times for meditations, for thinking about, journaling about what we want to let go and what we want to incorporate, because those are accentuated portal moments, okay? And by portal, I mean a time where it's a sort of a larger opening of a possibility or a channel for you to let go of old energies that don't serve you anymore and welcome and integrate new energies that you would want to integrate for the new version of you, the new creation of you that you're going to contribute to this new planet, okay? Because we're all here to contribute at this time of transition in which the planet is going through a big shift and change, okay? It's not just like this is happening to me and for me. Look what's happening to me on this planet. No, this is, the planet is going through something and you happen to be a part of it. So how are you going to contribute rather than block this shift? Okay, that's the idea. Okay, so we've got Uranus doing its thing, and the sun comes in and it's going to support it in a sense. And then we have this opportunity on the new moon. The new moon also allowing us to connect. Moon is emotion, allowing us to connect with our emotional energy in motion. Therefore, we can make a conscious practice on the 23rd, on the new moon, to let go of things, to plan for new things, to welcome new energies, whatever that may be that you want to do, better ecology, the planet, my relationship with the planet, as well as personal finances. Taurus rules all your material possessions, okay? The second house, naturally ruled by Taurus in the zodiac, is all about my body, my house, not my home, that would be Cancer, okay? Not the idea of home, I'm talking about the physical house, okay? It rules real estate, it rules food in the pleasurable sense, massaging, all these things that have to do with like enjoying the physical, okay? And money, my money. So right now we've stepped out of the energy of like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Stimulus checks are coming in wherever you may be in the planet. Maybe it's Canada, you've got a great plan, $2,000 a month for the next 4 months. Maybe you're in the United States, $1,200, maybe you received them, maybe you haven't, whatever. Maybe you're in France, you're not paying rent, wonderful. But right now, what's happening is we've adapted to the situation in which we are, and now we're looking at how do I get to a place where I have financial stability, emotional stability. We're talking about first emergency, now we're talking about we're in it, maintenance, stability. How do I get used to my new normal, whatever that may end up being, okay? So all of that is going to be top of mind. You can meditate upon that on the new moon as well, on the 23rd, okay? I want to talk about another topic that is very Taurian, and it's related to all of this, and it's a topic of worth or value, okay? Because Taurus rules all material possessions, and it rules all of your physical resources, okay, and all your personal resources. There's the question of value in there, and it's not just the things that I value that are material. Definitely value as it comes to money and what those things that I can buy with money are, okay? But also the question of self-worth and my own value judgments on myself. How do I determine my own value? And to this point, I just want to say one simple thing. It's not about I am of value because I have this talent, I have this gift, I have this achievement, I've done that, I say this, I'm good at blah, blah, blah. Your worth, your sense of value is determined solely by the fact and the truth that you are a divine being, okay? You're a divine being in this avatar that is a human avatar for you to have a human experience. You're a spirit having a human experience, not the other way around. It's not a human having a spirit. It is a spirit having a human experience. And because you are divine source incarnate, that's your value. Okay? So if you ever question or if you're feeling insecure about what your worth or your value is, well, that now let's just put that to bed. Okay? Let's give that a rest by understanding that you have always had value, you have value now, and you will always have value, and your worth is always going to be top because you are a divinity incarnate having an experience so that you can collaborate at this time of transition. Whether you found that way to collaborate or not, whether you're on that path yet or not, you still have that value, you still have that potential, and nobody and nothing can take it away from you, okay? So, once you understand that, the game changes and you understand that the universe is going to support you, okay? Once you are able to maintain the frame of mind of I am a divine, the daughter of divinity or the son of divinity in this physical incarnation, here to do whatever it is that I came to do, according to your North Node purpose and, your mission and whatever you came to do here, okay? Which is easy to find out in a chart, and also when you're in touch with your heart energy, okay, which is your GPS. Once you keep that in mind, it's so much easier to understand that you're going to be fully supported. There is no source here that is going to keep you in this planet without giving you the resources that you need in order to be here, okay? All you need to do, your job, is to open up your mind and your heart, therefore your energy, to receive that assistance, that help, those resources, that energy, for that energy to come through. So on the time of the new moon is a great time to let go of any blockages that are saying, no, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve, I don't know what's going to happen, I don't feel supported. Get rid of all of those limiting beliefs, what I call imposter content, because it's not real, it's not true. You picked it up from somebody, that's okay. Forgiveness and letting go, and to welcome the idea that you are, not the idea, but the truth that you're a divine being in a physical suit, and that you are fully supported, and that you are open to anything that is going to be supportive of you on your path for whatever you came to do here at this time in this place called planet Earth. Okay? So that's the idea. That's what I want you to practice, to keep in mind. When we say keep in mind, it means that you're going to be conscious and make the effort to re-guide your mind into that thought path of, rather than thinking many other things, because it's your habit to be thinking those things, you're going to guide it again and rein it back into recognizing and seeing and thinking and acknowledging this truth. I'm a divine being, I'm here doing my thing, I am supported, I am aligned. And that frequency, okay, every thought has a frequency. That frequency will allow you to then welcome all of and see and be aware of, okay, all of the resources that are available to you and that will become available to you because now you're open to them, okay? So that's the idea. It's a good practice for the new moon, if you do new moon practices, okay? Or for every single day with this energy of Taurus, where we have the theme of worthiness, okay, and value. Once you have that in place, the energy in place, the intrinsic part in place, the external stuff follows suit. Energy first, matter second, okay? Cause, effect, okay? Next thing is Mercury is going to enter also the sign of Taurus on the 28th of April. And this means that it's not just going to be Uranus, planet of big changes, the sun, which is essence and energizing and all that stuff. And the moon shifts in 2 days. So we're not going to count the moon by then. The moon will be in a different sign. But Mercury will also come into the sign of Taurus. So you'll have Uranus, you'll have the sun, and you'll have Mercury, this triad in the sign of Taurus, all what we call Taurus season. And what this means is that Mercury is the planet of the mind, of communication, of expression. So the mind is going to start to shift and center and focus on stability, worth, value, finances, my physical body, okay, all of my physical and material resources. This is great because the mind is going to come into play and allow you to then start to get a plan for your next level of financial security. Things that I want you to keep in mind. Taurus is a sign that provides patience, grounding, feet on the ground, okay, and practicality. Therefore, if you're going to come up with a plan for your financial stability, I want it to be very practical for you, okay? Think practical. Think feet on the ground. A great example for you guys is, for example, I was talking to my cousin. They're in Peru. They get actually fined if they go out, and they're not allowed to go out. Okay, and if it's not the particular day when they can go shopping and all this stuff, it's a very strict quarantine over there. So it's hard for them to go out and get food and all this stuff. They're getting a lot of delivery. So we were WhatsApping the other day, and she's like, "Oh, these cinnamon rolls." And I'm like, "Oh, you made cinnamon rolls?" She's like, "No, we got them from the neighbor. He actually, obviously everybody's not working, so he actually started baking, and he's selling now these cinnamon rolls, and they're delicious. And so we just walk next door and we get our cinnamon rolls." This is a very practical business to have during a quarantine. People need to eat. They don't have access to some of these things, and they're, maybe a lot of anxiety. So you're craving some sweets. Oh my gosh, I made a cake the other day. Yes, it was gluten-free, but still it was super yummy. And so we are all we still have these needs to fill, these voids that are gaps, that something, maybe some idea you may have that is practical, that is simple, that you can do step by step, will fill that gap, that void, for somebody who needs it in the market. Okay, so I want you to think that way. If you're going to think financial security, which is going to be top of mind right now, emotional security, which are linked, okay, I want you to think a practical idea. I want you to think a very grounded idea, something that is not high risk. Okay, high risk is more of Aries energy. Low risk and sort of feet on the ground, practical, secure is what we're aiming for with the energy that Taurus is providing at this time. Okay, so keep that in mind for your plan, not just for your plan for the next month or so, because who knows what's going to happen, but for the rest of the year, because this is going to be a shift that is not going to be like this. Okay, there is a before and after anytime that Uranus is involved with a change. And even though it has been felt like a very quick and big and drastic and radical change, which it is, these are going to have sort of little small repercussions. It's like the big earthquake and then all the small aftershocks. Okay, so I want you to be prepared for that. So think about long term with your plan for the rest of the year. Okay, what you can step into. Remember that the North Node is stepping out of Cancer and into Gemini on May the 5th, and therefore on a collective level, we need to be ready on a technology level, digital plan, and all these kinds of things, self-expression, networking. All of these things are going to come into play when the North Node switches into the sign of Gemini. Look up everything that Gemini rules and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's what I want you to focus on. Self-worth. Always practicing and remember what your worth is and where it comes from, and that you always have it. Even if you had some childhood trauma when you were little that maybe stripped you from this idea that you thought you were worthy and all this stuff, I get it. That doesn't mean you're still not worthy. You absolutely are. You just need to heal the trauma, get rid of the imposter content and the limiting beliefs and all these ideas that don't let you see what is still and always will be there, which is your worth. Okay, nobody can take that from you. Nothing, no situation can take it away from you. And all you need to do is see it and feel it. Okay, You guys know that you can always email me at maril@marilcelespaz.com so that we can do a session, an astrology consultation, astro coaching, so we can give you strategies so you can see what's in your chart for self-knowledge, of course, and you can see how you can work with the energies to better be on your path and find your purpose in all of this, okay? Of course, please follow me on Instagram and Facebook at marilcelespaz. I do, give other information over there as well. And if you haven't already done so, sign up to my email list, because you never know what's going to happen with YouTube and all the shifts and changes in policies. And so therefore, I would like to be connected with you in many different ways. If you have done so already, please subscribe and share this video. I think all of us need right now a lot of information on the collective energies, the cosmic energies, and what's happening and how those can affect us and how we can work with them and not be surprised by them. Okay, that's the purpose of these videos, on educating you on how to work with astrology so that you too can be in touch with these energies and help guide your own path rather than just be surprised by everything that's going on. Okay, super useful tool right now, and it's my gift to you. Many blessings, and we'll see you in the next video.